Hey everybody, T-Man here, bringing you guys another video. This video is going to be doing what I think of Adrian Neville as a superstar and what I think about him now going to the main roster of WWE from NXT. Adrian Neville, I like Adrian Neville. I like all these guys. A lot of these guys coming up from NXT. Great show. If you guys have not seen the last NXT Revolution with him and Sami Zayn, please do so. That was my match of the week a while back. Really fucking great match, and I have a lot of fears with Adrian Neville coming up to NXT. Coming up to the WWE main roster. WWE has shown with a lot of their talent that's been coming up in the last year or two that they don't have a long-term plan for these guys coming up. And it's very important when you're bringing a guy up from NXT to the main roster that you have a solid storyline for him to come up and really make a debut in a great way. And, you know, a great storyline for him going forward and a plan. You have to have a long-term plan for the guy. Of course, the plans change according to how the fans react, but you have to have a solid plan and you need to know what to do. And lately they haven't. A bit like Adam Rose just turned out to be a gimmick that you now just mostly see on Superstars, Main Event, and maybe to kill time a little bit here and there on Raw and SmackDown, but not a big part of the company. Same thing with Bo Dallas. He was the NXT champion. I think the gimmick is not really, it got on a lot like Adam Rose as just a funny ha-ha gimmick character, and people won't take it seriously. I'm hoping when Bo Dallas returns, he's been out with an injury. I hope when Bo Dallas comes back, I heard that he's probably coming back around the Royal Rumble. We'll probably see him in the Royal Rumble as one of the entrants. I really hope that Bo Dallas, they kind of change his gimmick a little bit. Turn him a little bit more darker, you know. He's so lighthearted with the Bo leave and all that. Have that go on it, but anyways, that's an example there. The only real NXT successes on recent the last few years has been the Shield and you know, the Wyatt family. You know, Bray Wyatt. Mostly Bray Wyatt, but Eric Rowan and Luke Harper's coming up, and all three members of the Shields are top guys. So Adrian Neville, I think he's gonna fall in the lines of the Bo Dallas, Adam Rose category. Adrian Neville could be a top guy in the WWE. He could be if Triple H, I think, was in charge. If he had one or two writers in charge, I think it could happen. Right now, what I hear there's plan for Adrian Neville is to come in with a gimmick. Gimmicks, God. I mean, these days you don't need gimmicks. And Vince McMahon has always been about the gimmicks. I mean, sometimes certain guys, a gimmick fits naturally and it makes sense to do, and so go ahead and do it. You know, like with Fandango. At first, it was a funny gimmick. Now it's getting to the place where I think Fandango, it's going to be really hard for him to ever become a top guy, because that gimmick, sometimes gimmick handicaps you. It handicaps you in a funny, goofy spot, and sometimes it's impossible to get out of it. And with Adrian Neville, the gimmick they want to give him is, I've heard they want to give like a Mighty Mouse type of gimmick to him. Not maybe Mighty Mouse per se, exactly that, but that kind of gimmick, because he's small, kind of looks like a little elf with his ears and stuff, and he's short or whatever, and they want to kind of build him as that, like a Mighty Mouse type of thing. You know, a small guy that can really just go. And depending on how they do the gimmick, Vince McMahon is so over the top with his gimmicks, I think it's going to handicap him, and I think he's going to be around a while because his in-ring work is so good, and hopefully eventually Triple H takes over the reins from Vince McMahon, and you'll see not just Adrian Neville, but all the guys kind of go past some of these gimmicks. We're getting to the place where you don't need a whole lot of gimmicks. Like if you watch TNA, they don't have a whole lot of gimmicks. They have a few here and there. They have some gimmicks, but they fit naturally. You know, a lot of them. We're getting to the phase where you don't need a whole lot of goofy gimmicks like a Mighty Mouse or a dancer guy or different weird occupational gimmicks. You don't really need those anymore. We're getting to the point where, you know, you could just bring in a guy by a name like a Daniel Bryan, and if he's a good worker, he's going to get over. Okay? And I think Adrian Neville is a guy that could be a top guy without a gimmick. You have to. What I would like to see them do with Adrian Neville is I would like to see him come in, not with a gimmick, and put him in the ring with a guy that can work, and really get over. I would say Cesaro, but right now his name value, even though he gives a great match, beating Cesaro is not going to do anything because everybody beats Cesaro. Everybody does. I would put him in against a really great guy that can work. I can't really think of a lot of guys offhand. Maybe a Dolph Ziggler, depending if they bring in Neville as a heel or babyface. They're probably going to bring him in as a babyface. Adrian Neville is kind of a better babyface than a heel, in my opinion. But bring him in against somebody that can work. Maybe a Wade Barrett. Bring him in against a Wade Barrett and give him a great match and have him beat Wade Barrett in a non-title match. And we're just saying, oh, here comes Adrian Neville coming up from NXT. Put him up against Wade Barrett and have him beat Wade Barrett in a great match. But then again, here's another thing. I'm gonna segue out of this again. I take that back. That won't even mean anything because I heard Wade Barrett lost on SmackDown. Today's Thursday, but I read the results and he lost to somebody fucking stupid. So like a real jobber. I forgot who. I'm sorry, guys. I'll do a SmackDown review, and I'll specifically point back to that one. Or you guys could go to WrestleZone or other websites and read the results for SmackDown and read exactly who I'm talking about here that Wade Barrett lost to. But anyways, put him in against somebody that has a name value, somebody really good, somebody that could really work, have him win, and go from there. And like promote him as a great wrestler that could work and that could upset people and maybe beat some top guys and start just building them up as a good wrestler. It's real good in-ring wrestlers don't need a whole lot of pushes because they can push themselves. As long as you put them in marquee spots on the card, it could be good. WWE could be a good product. When you watch NXT, the future is very bright for the WWE. As long as Vince McMahon is not at the helm. Vince McMahon is a very stupid individual now. He is a man that it's not even a question. You guys shouldn't say. It shouldn't even be a debate. Is Vince McMahon out of touch? Yes, he is. And he needs to go. And another thing that's handicapping WWE is the 30 Riders. And another thing that's handicapping WWE is that there's a board of directors and there's this huge corporate company now. It's a corporate company. It's the McDonald's of wrestling. That's what you're going to be getting from WWE for the immediate future. I don't know if it's ever going to change. It's a corporate company. It's a McDonald's of wrestling. That's what it is. But at least NXT is really entertaining. And you know, it's kind of bittersweet when a guy from NXT goes up to the main roster. It's bittersweet because it's bitter because you're going to miss that guy on NXT because you know you're seeing a great show. You're seeing young guys who are hungry and really want that spot. And then you see them go to the main roster and they get buried with bad storylines, bad gimmicks, bad whatever. So anyways, Adrian Neville, I hope WWE gives him something good. Give him something he could chew his teeth into. Don't give him a gimmick. Focus on his in-ring work. Let that be a gimmick for him. Let him be just a great in-ring worker, okay? No gimmick necessary. Anyways, that's my review on Adrian Neville going to the main roster. I wish him well. Great guy to watch. If you guys not seen him wrestle, you can check out a lot of his NXT Revolution matches that he had on the last couple NXT pay-per-views. With Bo Dallas in the ladder match was really good. And my match of the week, maybe a candidate of match of the year between Sami Zayn and him, was also really good. Until the next video, see you for the next one.